Well, Canada's biggest block party is happening this weekend right in our very own parking lot. And with star-studded performances and A-list presenters, it's bound to be a show to remember. Here with all the details on this year's iHeart Radio Much Music Video Awards is iHeart Radio Ambassador Patrick Langlois. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ben. How are you?
I'm great. Listen, they do it every year, but I've been watching the setup go up over the last week, and it's incredible to see the transformation. It's just outside this door. Talk to us about what goes into the making of this show.
Yeah, for the 29th year, the iHeart Radio MMVAs taking over the iconic corners of Queen and John to bring probably the most exciting show as close as possible to the fans. And I went out and I found some stats because you're seeing it built outside because it does take a village. It takes 8 days to build all of the different stages. Nearly 500,000 kilos of steel and gear are put up. There's 237,000 watts of audio to capture every note, every scream. 18,000 hours put in by much staff. There's 955 people involved in this. They'll be walking around with radios. 325 two-way radios are being used, and they really take over the office space. There's 232 desks that are moved and then put back together for the next Monday morning as if nothing had happened. 182 mics. I went out and found all the fun stats. 102 mics to make sure that we hear everything. And there's 53 kilometers of fiber cable used for the show.
Listen, you literally just talked about the nuts and the bolts, so let's talk about the stars. Who's up for the most awards?
Shawn Mendes leads the pack with an incredible 8 nominations, including Best Pop Artist, Artist of the Year, Video of the Year for In My Blood, and it's going to be an interesting race between him and Drake, who's right behind with 7 nominations, including Best Hip Hop, Video of the Year for God's Plan, which also earned a nomination for Karina Evans, who's the director of the video. I'm hoping she wins because she's only 22 years old, so that'll be interesting to see. Last year's host, Alicia Cara, is back and she's up for 5 awards. Marshmello, the DJ right behind, is up for 4 awards. And Halsey is also there with Best Pop Artist, Fan Fave Artist, as well as Video of the Year for Bad at Love. So some of the biggest stars will all be there competing for some hardware.
It's, you know, the awards are great, but a lot of people tune in for the performances. So who can we expect to see?
It really is all about the performances. You can expect some pretty big screams for Shawn Mendes. He's not only there with his nominations, but he was going to be hitting the stage. He was just at the MTV VMA Awards, much talked about performance where he ended up being all wet on stage. He has really kicked it up a notch in the past few years. He has great confidence, and I'm sure that it's going to show this Sunday on stage. Otherwise, Alicia Cara also, she hosted last year. She is back, and her stock has only gotten hotter in the past 12 months. She's got a new album coming out. She's got that new single, Growing Pains, that we're hopefully going to hear on stage. And then Halsey, just as interesting because she just snubbed the MTV VMAs. She wasn't there. She wasn't performing. She didn't want to be there. Why? Well, because she wants to be in Toronto this Sunday to perform. And finally, I think the one act I'm most eager to see because it's their first visit at the iHeart Radio MMVAs, boy band from Down Under, 5 Seconds of Summer. They released earlier this summer their 3rd album, Young Blood, and they always bring up the energy. And the list literally is so long I can't do it all. But Marshmello featuring Anne-Marie, Chris Wu, Megan Trainor, from the launch season 1, Elijah Woods x Jamie Fine, Loud Luxury are the official DJs. There's a ton of music.
All right, there's a ton of music. So let's just reframe the question for a moment. Let's talk about must-see moments that we should be watching out for.
Now, this is what I love about the MMVAs is that every year there are a ton of surprises, things that we don't even know that are going to go down, things that we know but that need to be kept under wraps. And I asked and I begged and I said, what can I say? And I was given a few things that I'm able to tell you this morning. Right. I can officially say that Shawn Mendes will be opening and closing the show. I can tell you that Chris Wu's performance is going to have a ton of smoke, whatever that means. 98 Degrees are coming in for a throwback medley of their performances of all their biggest hits in the past 20 years. And I can also tell you that BB Rexa is going to be performing with Brett Kissel, who's going to be filling in for Florida Georgia Line. And finally, Bulow, she has a unique interactive experience with fans that includes masks. That's all I can say.
Listen, you've made me curious. I'm going to tune in. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, the 2018 iHeart Radio MMVAs airs Sunday, August 26th at 9 p.m.